Jen. And welcome, Scottsdale Public Library friends, to our third week of our Fun with Math and Science program. Now, since this is our third week, Monty, there may be those that haven't seen our first two. Can you maybe give us some information about how it works?
It's a good idea, Jen. So we are here to provide week 3 of a 6-week program that focuses on developing your child's mathematical and scientific thinking skills. Each week we will read stories, sing songs, give tips, and provide ideas on how you can support your child's growth and development for the concept of the week at home.
Excellent! So does this mean, like last week, we get to start with our fun action song?
It does. We're going to start with I Like to Stretch Up High, just like we did weeks 1 and 2, but you have to stand up and do it with us at home.
And make sure you follow along with what we do. We'll do the song twice so that you have a practice run first. And the words should pop up on your screen so you can follow along more easily.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
I like to stretch up high, I like to stretch down low, I like to stretch out wide, and then I touch my toes, and then I touch my nose, and then I touch my elbows. I like to lean like this, I like to lean like that, I like to lean way back and give myself a pat. I like to turn around, I like to jump up and down. But wait, remember, we need to decide how many times we're going to jump. You want to pick for today?
Yes, can we do 5?
We can do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to say hello to you. Hello. And please do not sit down.
Because we're going to do it again.
All right. I like to stretch up high. I like to stretch down low. I like to stretch out wide. And then I touch my toes. And then I touch my nose. And then I touch my elbows. I like to lean like this. I like to lean like that. I like to lean way back and give myself a pat. I like to turn around. I like to jump up and down. But wait, I bet someone at home can help us. Shout out a number.
Ooh, I think I heard somebody. They said 3.
3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I like to say hello to you. Hello.
Hi,
And
everybody.
will you please sit down?
That was fun, Monty. So, what's our concept for this week?
Well, this week, our concept is geometry and identifying attributes. Geometry is the area of math that involves shape, size, position, direction, and movement. So that means this week we are going to work with shapes and identifying their attributes or characteristics.
Okay, so attributes and characteristics are some pretty big words. Can you simplify what identifying shapes, attributes, or characteristics means?
Sure can. Basically, when talking about a shape's attributes, you're describing a feature or a characteristic that makes the shape what it is. For example, a square has 4 equal sides and 4 corners.
Okay, that is much easier to understand. I guess that means it's time for our first book. And this book is 3 Little Firefighters by Stuart J. Murphy and illustrated by Bernice Lum, published by HarperCollins Publishers. We are 3 little firefighters. Hurry, let's get dressed. The parade starts in an hour, and we have to look our best. But we're missing all our buttons. We don't know what to do. Everyone will see our bellies and our belly buttons too.
Oh no!
We have to find some buttons, and the buttons have to match. Each coat will need 4 buttons. We can't have less than that. We found a bunch of buttons, but we've got to have 4 sets. Let's sort them out by shape and find out what we get. I found a set of circles, but 2 sets aren't complete. Our belly buttons will show when we're out on the street. Clang, 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 clang. Ink Spot, we have a problem. This is no time to play. We've got to get our boots on and find buttons right away. We've really got to hurry. we have to find 3 sets. Let's sort them out by color and find out what we get. We both have matching buttons, but I don't, I'm afraid. My belly button will still show when we're in the parade. Woo! Woo! Ink Spot, don't be silly. We are not finished yet. Let's sort the buttons out by size and find out what we get. Now we each have 4 buttons, large, medium, and small. At last our belly buttons won't be seen at all. Woof, 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 woof. Ink Spot, no more barking. Now that everything is fine, we'll just sew on our buttons. Wait, I'm missing one of mine. Find it, let's look everywhere. Turn this place upside down. Check under the fire truck. Wait, look what Ink Spot has found. Clang, clang, woo, woo, woof, woof. Now every button is sewn on. We're ready on the dot. We are 3 little firefighters with our dog, Ink Spot. Woof! The end.
That was a fantastic book for today, Jen. For those of you at home, we chose this book specifically because it focuses on looking at shapes and finding how they are alike or different. So we're looking for their attributes.
Looks like it's time for our first parent tip, Maudie.
It is. So the foundation for understanding geometry is identifying shapes and the attributes that make that shape what it is. As scientists, children observe things and identify their attributes. To help them think about this in a more concrete fashion, you can ask questions that establish talking points about the object's characteristics.
Okay, so for example, if their child says, that's a square, they can ask them questions like, how do they know it's a square, or what do they see?
Exactly. They can talk about how many sides or corners it has, how the sides are all equal, and why that makes it a square.
Nice. Ooh, I think we get to sing a song now. Is that right?
That's right, Jen.
Yay.
While you sing along with us, be sure to look around your house for shapes and see what you can find, because there's shapes all around our houses.
Mm-hmm. And this song goes to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. We'll have the words up so you can follow along at home with us. You ready?
I like shapes, they're all around. If I look, shapes can be found. Let's play a game and have some fun. Look all around till you find one. Look around, look around.
What do you see?
Tell me what you see. Shapes are all around you and me.
All right,
Let's see. Let's look around.
What do I see? Okay, I have one.
You have one? What
Yep.
do you see?
I see a rectangle.
A rectangle?
Yes. And actually I see more than one, but this one's a really good rectangle.
And how
This
do you know
book.
that's a rectangle?
Well, it has 4 sides. Okay. But 2 sides are longer than the other 2 sides. So that's how I know it's not a square, because they're not all the same length. So it's a rectangle.
Rectangle.
And it has 4 corners too.
It does. Very good. I think we should try that one more time.
I like it. All right.
All right. Here we go. I like shapes, they're all around. If I look, shapes can be found. Let's play a game and have some fun. Look all around till you find one. Tell me what you see. Shapes are all around you and me.
Okay. So what did you find this time, Maudie?
Well, I found a circle.
Ooh. Okay. And where is our circle?
Well, it's right here in the clock. Right there.
Nice. The face of the clock. But how do you know it's a circle?
Well, circle's easy because it doesn't have any sides or any corners. It just goes round and round and round and round and round.
And it
Just like that.
Never ends.
Never ends. It just goes round and around.
No beginning, no ending.
Yep.
I like it.
So that was fun. It's amazing how shapes are all around us, even outside in nature.
Ooh, yes. A lot of times rocks.
Yes.
You can find circles.
Yes.
Or
signs.
Ooh, the sun and the moon.
The sun and the moon.
Yep.
Trees sometimes look like triangles because they get narrow at the top and then go out and then come across the bottom.
You know what? And all this games and fun and shapes reminds me of our second parent tip.
All right.
So, identifying shapes in the environment or in pictures will help children develop their observation skills as well as their knowledge of and ability to identify different shapes.
So when we're talking about shapes in the environment, we want to look at some of our samples. So we brought some stuff for you.
I know a really good one, and everybody I think knows this one. The stop sign.
Stop signs are outside.
It's an octagon, which is not, a shape that everybody would know the name of real readily. And I know there's other signs that are pretty cool.
Speed limit signs, a rectangle.
Yep.
And like you said, when we see the sun and the moon, and it's full, what shape does that make?
Makes the circle.
Makes
But you know what I
circle.
like even better?
What?
When it's not a full moon and it's a crescent. It looks like a smile, a sideways smile.
I agree. You know what? I have one more thing I want to share right now.
Ooh, I like it.
This is a piece of, can
A
you
tree,
tell?
right?
It's
like
a tree.
Slice out of
It's a
tree.
slice. I call them tree cookies. But what shape do you see with our tree cookie? What shape was the branch? It makes
It looks a lot like a circle.
A circle.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that cool? So
Yes.
there's lots of shapes in nature too. So it's time for our second book. And what's really cool about this book is there are shapes throughout the book that you can look for.
Yes, we'll have to play I Spy on those. Plus, it's a counting book. And did you know that counting books are a great way to help children learn about number concepts?
That they are. This particular counting book goes from 1 to 10, but like I said, it's also a great book to look for and count shapes with your child. And it's called Fish Eyes, a book you can count on. And it's written by Lois Ellert and published by Red Wagon Books. Hurry up! Come join me. Fish Eyes, a book you can count on. If I could put on a suit of scales and add some fins and one of these tails, I'd close my eyes and then I'd wish that I'd turn into a beautiful fish. I'd flip down rivers and splash in the sea. I'd swim so far you would never catch me. I'd see, and the little fish is saying, follow me. One green fish.
Ooh, there's lots of cool shapes in him. I see triangles. I see circles. That's really cool.
2 jumping fish. 3 smiling fish.
Ooh, I see a different shape in here. There's an oval.
Oh.
Can you find the oval at home?
And how is an oval different from a circle?
It's kind of squished.
It's squished. Okay. 4 striped fish. 5 spotted fish.
Lots of circles there.
Oh, and their eyes are circles too.
Mm-hmm.
6 fan-tailed fish.
Ooh, a fan is also a shape.
It is. 7 flipping fish.
You know, in here I think I found some rectangles.
Can you see a rectangle? 8 skinny fish. 9 flashy fish.
There's lots of different shapes on these guys.
I see the starts of some triangles.
I do too. I also see some rectangles, some circles.
Wow. 10 darting fish. Can you count them with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ooh, and there was a new shape there too. Hearts. They're on this page too. Can you find the hearts?
Then I'd keep swimming until I would see all of those fish eyes looking at me. If you could truly have a wish, would you wish to be a fish? Goodbye. Hope to see you again. The end.
That was a fantastic book. What time is it now, Maudie?
It's time to find your science and math superpowers!
Do you think it'll do that fun thing again?
I don't know. Let's try it. Shall we? You are going to uncover,
There it is.
discover, and explore things that you can do at home to focus on these concepts. That is so cool.
That
All
is
right.
cool. The first thing is books. And
We have a big magnifying glass. And do you know why we have a magnifying glass? Because in all of these great books, you can use your magnifying glass to find shapes. So, if we look in this book right here, it says shapes. Want to open that for me, Miss Jen?
I think I can do that for you.
Thanks.
Let's get to a good page. Oh, how about this page?
Oh, on this page, those marbles are kind of small. We can use our magnifying glass. Or the peas. Or a lollipop.
So can you guess what shape they're focusing on in this page? Goes around and around and around.
Kind of like my magnifying glass.
They said it. I heard them.
Circles.
Circle. Well
Right.
done.
They're so smart at home.
They are.
All right, so here's some of the books that you can find at the library to talk about shapes with your kids. Color Farm, and they use shapes to make all of the animals. What's this? Oh, I put this one in here. It's not really a shape book, but what's really cool is that if you look in these pictures, you can find lots and lots of shapes. So this is Truck by Donald Cruz.
And this one is mouse shaped. It's awesome. Everybody loves this series of books.
We have,
And it has all kinds of shapes.
it does. Go Shapes Go.
We have.
City Shapes.
Which one doesn't belong? Playing with shapes. This one's, you can say which one is, which one isn't.
Wow.
What doesn't belong?
That is so cool.
Yes.
It's like a guessing game book.
I know. This book about a square, just like our triangle one where Miss Maudie found the triangle.
This one, Walter's Wonderful Web. Does that sound like a shape book? Guess what? When you open it up, he finds the shape, a web in the shape of a triangle.
And this book, Windblown, is really fun because the shapes blow around and then different pictures are created using the same set of shapes. And it's something different each time.
That's so cool. There are so many more books at the library that you can find on
Circles.
shapes.
Ooh, even 3D shapes.
Even 3D shapes.
Mm-hmm.
So just go ahead and put that in the search term and you'll be able to come up with some books on shapes. We're going to talk about some activities that you can do with toys and other household items at home that support learning about shapes. First thing we're going to talk about is, I have a square. Oh, this is just my tray because I'm going to take out of my magic basket here my Play-Doh.
My favorite.
This is the scented Play-Doh that we talked about in week 1.
Make with Kool-Aid.
And make it with Kool-Aid.
Mhm.
Oh, and it's kind of in the shape of a circle right now.
Look at that.
But what's really cool about this is that you can take the Play-Doh, put it on your mat, roll it out into a snake. Roll, 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 roll. And then you can make shapes with your Play-Doh. So, see? I made what looks like a donut, which is in the shape of a circle. All right, so you can do that with your Play-Doh. Miss Jen's gonna make us something. What are you gonna make, Miss Jen?
I thought I'd make a
Check that
triangle.
out. She made a triangle. And playing with Play-Doh is really good. Is a really good way to build the muscles in your hands. And we want kids to build the muscles in their hands so that they're able to write later on.
Works on those fine motor skills.
It does, it does. You know what? We have some other activities to work on those fine motor skills too. We have
Paper.
paper, And who has Q-tips at home? Or toothpicks?
These are great ways to make shapes.
So we have paper, some Q-tips, some toothpicks, and glue. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our glue to make shapes. And then we're gonna stick on our Q-tips or our toothpicks so that we can see them better. So on my white paper, I have put 4 lines. But this might be hard to see because my Q-tips are white too. I made those fit nicely. I hope you can see this at home. Can you see my square? I made a square out of the Q-tips.
And I put 3 lines on my paper. Can you guess what I'm making if I put 3 lines on my paper?
Which shape only has 3 sides? I heard it out there.
And mine you might be able to see a little better because I had toothpicks.
Yes, and they show a little better. Can you see the triangle on there?
I tried to make it nice and big.
Those are so cool. So that's one way you can use some of the things you have at home to work with shapes. Now, pipe cleaners or
yes.
chenille stems,
depending on who you
talk to, are a lot of fun. And you know, they're really cost effective. And if you buy 1 pack of chenille stems or pipe cleaners, they come in usually packs of 100. And then you can use them to make shapes. So I think I'm going to make a triangle. I'm gonna bend mine, straighten my arms back out, my sides back out. And I'm gonna twist it together at the top so it holds together.
They're gonna have to guess what I'm making.
Oh, can you see my triangle? See, isn't that fun? Oh, what are you making?
I have to get the measurements just right.
Look at what Miss Jen made.
Okay, so can you guess what it is? It has
2 long sides, 2 short sides, and 4 corners.
Let's see, did they get it? Ooh, I hear somebody. They said rectangle.
That's
Yes!
right, Miss Jen made a rectangle.
Yay!
Awesome. Again, using pipe cleaner is another great way to build those fine motor skills.
We're gonna quick show you how to make a math and science journal. And you can decorate it all fancy if you want, or you can just keep it super simple. It doesn't matter. And I made a big one and a little one. And the little one, all you need to do is take some sheets of paper, a stack of papers, fold them in half, and we staple along the edges. And boom, you have a math and science journal. And the bigger one is just taking some paper in a stack and staple, 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 and voila, you have a big one. So these are real handy. What?
Backwards.
Sorry, backwards. So I'm opening them backwards. I've reversed everything.
So the reason we want you to make math and science journals is because another great way to practice fine motor skills is to draw shapes with a pencil or a marker or a crayon. But we also have one more thing that you can do.
This is really
This is
fun.
kind of fun because well, you get to use tape and you get to play with toys.
All right, so I'm gonna grab a big piece of tape, and then Miss Monty will have one too, and we'll each make a shape.
So Miss Jen's going to use her piece of tape to make a shape, and I'm going to use some smaller pieces to make a shape. Hopefully you can kind of see what's going on here. All right, so we have our shapes on the table, and we made 3 shapes out of tape. And this is just painter's tape because it doesn't leave any residue, and it's easy to pull up when you're done.
And plus, most people have painter's tape, or some call it masking tape.
At home.
Yes.
All right, so we have our shapes. I know it's really hard to see, but we have a square, we have a rectangle, and we have a circle. And Miss Jen made a circle by bending the tape a little bit.
I squished it.
I really wish we could lift up the table and show them what it looks like. So I have a couple of balls. Yeah. So we're gonna match our toys to the shape that they are like. So where do you think we should put these? Will it fit in the square? Well, it does fit in the square.
But it doesn't match the shape.
It doesn't match the shape.
And the rectangle's way too long. Ooh, now that it matches the circle.
It fits in the circle. And
It's
yes,
the
my ball
same
is
shape.
flat.
We'll put that one there.
There we go. Oh, these are fun. I bet you guys have these at home. Duplo blocks or Legos. And check them out. They come in different shapes. We have rectangles and we have an oval. And somewhere in here,
an oval.
we have a square. So I'm gonna put my square Duplo inside the square and my rectangular Duplos inside my rectangle.
And unfortunately, I don't have an oval one. But if I squared off these edges, this could almost be a rectangle.
You know what's also cool and that a lot of people have at home?
Cars.
Cars.
Matchbox.
Matchbox
Hot
cars.
Wheels.
Are you gonna make another shape real quick? Because I see a shape in that car.
I know, I am.
So most cars look like what? Rectangles. That's right. So I'm gonna put these two cars in the rectangle. And Miss Jen is making a three-sided shape, which would be a triangle. That's right. I have other blocks. These blocks are rectangles and have a cube which has squares on every side.
Okay. This one's more like an isosceles triangle than a regular triangle.
It is.
But he is kind of skinnier at top. There's one in here that I think really works.
So a really long, narrow triangle.
How about him?
Oh, can you see it? If we put a line there and a line there and across the bottom?
He will fit right in there.
Yay! So, one of the things that you can do at home is sort your toys by their shape. So you're looking at the shape of your toys. All right, we have some gross motor activities. Give us just a second to clean this up and we'll be right back. We're back. So, we're going to talk about next gross motor skills, which are the large muscles in your body. You need to develop those muscles so that you're strong and healthy and can run and jump and balance and do all of those things. So, the reason we made a science and math journal is because you can take a shape walk. You can go outside, you can look around for shapes, you can then draw what you see in your journal, and then you have a record of the things you saw on your shape walk.
And you can even talk about them later.
That's right. All right. So there are a lot of shape games that with actions that you can do. So you can, if you have lots of friends with you, you can make shapes out of your bodies by laying down on the ground and making triangles and squares and rectangles.
That's fun.
You can even try to make a circle because you can curve.
Yep.
All right, another fun shape game is to draw shapes on paper, put those pieces of paper on the floor, and then mom or dad or grandma and grandpa, whoever's with you, can then say things like, Miss Jen, jump 3 times to the circle.
1, 2,
3. Or you can say, take 1 big step to the triangle. So see, our shapes are spaced out on the floor and Miss Jen is going back and forth to them. So those are some of the things you can do at home.
Those were a lot of really good ideas for everyone to do at home.
So each of those activities will help you find your science and math superpowers. And I'm sure there are other things that you can uncover, discover, and explore at home.
Well, it doesn't seem to want to do it on that part.
I
so-
know, you're covering us and making sure we have that echo in place.
Yes. But unfortunately, it's time for our goodbye song.
That's right, it is. So here we go. Science, science, and some math. Science, science, and some math. Science, science, and some math. That's what we explored today. We had some fun, but now we're done. We had some fun, but now we're done. We had some fun, but now we're done. Science and math explore all day. Explore out there so that you're building those science and math skills. Thanks for joining us. As you play this week, what are you looking for? Shapes. And you're going to talk about their attributes.
Very good. And don't forget to join us next week when we'll be talking about sorting and classifying. We hope to see you then. Have a great time. Bye.